Are you a deviant? You know, like those of us who binge watch serial killer programs, laugh at the stupid shit people do, and revel in anything adult? Well, you've found your people. Join us as we crack open the door to the padded cell and release the insanely stupid, the weirdly wonderful, and those who choose to live outside societal norms. We'll delve into the strange, the macabre, the sexy, and the outrageous. So if you're a deviant, then you've found a place with us in the padded cell. Hi guys, welcome to episode, is this like 5? No, 6. Oh my God. Episode 6. Do you know when we get to 100? I'm still going to be saying, yeah, we're going to do 100.
Imagine we get to episode 100. I can't believe it.
No, but when, I am being optimistic.
Yeah.
When we get to episode 100, we need to do something monumental. It's not going to be podcasted in the nude.
Why?
Why
not?
I don't know. I don't know whether it'd be very well received because I'm an old lady.
Shut up. There's lots of people who'd want to see that.
Yeah, no. I mean,
not your kids that we've just been talking about.
Patreon, aren't we? Like, yeah, episode 100. Join us on Patreon and we might get our kids up. We're not. Okay, this is just banter.
I will.
Yeah. Well, you're younger than me. You've got boobs. Let's stay. Anyway, guys and girls, thank you very much for joining us again for episode 6.
No.
Hope you enjoyed the previous episode. What a giggle we had.
I thought it was shit.
Ah! Ba-bum.
The little squeaky part.
So we've given the shit buzzer, if you saw it in the last episode, to the production team. And if we bloop or we do something which is just like shit, they'll just go like that. And then they're going to give me a time at the end, like a 5-minute warning. You need to press it more.
You've broke it.
Yeah. Oh, it's a hold. Right?
Yeah.
It was just the squeaky one.
And that was the crap one. Do it again. No, hold your... You need to keep your finger down on it. Oh, nice. Okay. I can't believe I'm to train the production team and how to press a bloody buzzer.
On his fingering technique.
On your fingering technique. That's homework for you. Oh my God, we haven't even said who we are yet and we're off.
I think everyone knows by now.
Who are you?
Nancy.
I'm Vicky. Hi. So, today we've got loads of interesting stuff.
We have.
And I think I might do a little continuation of the middle bit shit thing that I did last time.
Let's get into it.
Quite funny, yeah. But because we're heading into spooky season, it's not quite spooky day, but you know, the whole month of October is spooky season. So I'm going to do something a little bit macabre.
I'm interested.
I thought you would be.
Yeah.
Now, it's not funny at all. Okay. So I'm really going to try and not make a joke out of this. But you know what I'm like? I might just have a few little pearls of wisdom in between all of this. But it's dead serious, okay?
So no laughing.
No laughing and no burping from your Monster.
I can't promise I'm drinking Monster.
Okay.
Apologies in advance.
But this, I'm not even going to give it a title. I think I'm just going to forge on. But I do need to give some warnings. So we're going to be talking about death.
Okay.
And there is going to be a little bit in there about animal slaughter. But I'm not going to go graphic. It's just part of a ritual. Okay, so I'm not going to go into it too much.
I'm intrigued already.
I thought you would be. So there's this culture, civilization in Indonesia called the Toraja people. And the place where they live is called Toraja, funny enough. And these people, they don't bury the dead like we do, soon after death. Mm-hmm. They keep them in their homes and treat them like they're still alive.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, it's dead
Imagine
interesting though, Nan. Stay with me, girl.
No.
Stay with me. It's dead
The smell's
good.
putting me off already.
But they sort that out. Because they're Torajans and they're used to it. They've been doing it for like
with a butt plug from China.
Oh, don't go into anal leakage again. Okay, so there's no anal leakage in this at all. In fact, they don't even describe what they do with the anal leakage. They just discreetly just do it and they don't even write about it because they know that people like me go with things like that.
Yeah.
So most people in Toraja are either Christian or Muslim. But animism, have you ever heard of that? Animism's still very much part of their culture. And they believe that non-human entities, animals, plants, even inanimate objects, my glasses, have got like some kind of spiritual energy. Okay. And they sort of like tap into that spiritual energy. I like these because they're a little bit like, a bit kooky, and their beliefs are quite cute. And that's one of them. So they think that everything's got a spirit. So they're dead kind to everything and everybody. And they believe, this is where they go up their own arses a little bit. They believe that the earliest ancestors were heavenly beings who descended earth.
Of course.
Hang on a divine stairway. So, and you know, I could go along with the everything's got a spirit. That's cute. But I think they're like pushing it a little bit, saying that ancestors came down from heaven on a divine stairway. I think somebody elaborated a little bit there, didn't they, somewhere in the family tree.
They've been watching Grease Lightning with that scene and the song and the stairs.
Beauty school dropout.
That's the one.
That was quite good, actually, that, wasn't it? In tune. So, these people live close-knit lives. I couldn't cope.
No.
They live in these, like, really ornate huts on stilts, quite close. And they build these communities in the villages, and the villages are all, like, attached, that isn't the word I want to use, whatever, by mud paths and stuff. So it's really remote, it's not well connected, and they stick together and make it all work together. But everybody would know your business, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Right, going back to the last episode where it's illegal to have blowjobs in some countries. Bet it's not illegal here.
You can hear you slurping.
I'm telling you. Some of the things that these guys get up to, what I've been reading, the dirt and the way they like bury people's boss. So, anyway, so these traditions have been passed down generations, like literally generations and generations. And when a family member dies, they're cared for. So, and the funerals, they have really elaborate, very expensive funerals. And it can take them years to save up. But because they love their family member so much, they want to save up and be skint to pay for this funeral. I mean, why not just burn them, you know? So I'm reading, I'm obviously you're going to hear more of this, and it's so elaborate, and I'm thinking, we just cremate our dead, don't we? We say a few prayers if you're that way inclined, or you'd have a party if you're that way inclined, which is me. And that's it. And then they sit on your mantelpiece, don't they? Because nobody knows what to do with ashes. But these guys, honest to God, it's like they really like revere their family. So during this time where they're in their house, they're not known as dead. They're referred to as the makula, or that means a sick person. So they're not actually dead to them. They're just sick. And so they feed them, they offer them drinks, they even stick ciggies in their mouth.
Ew.
And they sit and talk to them socially, like they're still in the room, still alive. And they keep them going with a mixture of water and formaldehyde, which preserves them and then eventually mummifies them. Nice. I'm not going to show you the pictures yet. I've got some funny pictures, man. But they're really well preserved. Anyway, so they're sitting there having the ciggies, having little convos with the families, while the families are like saving up all the money and busting a gut to get the money together to give them this funeral. And I'm thinking, why? Why do they go into debt to put on this extravagant funeral? It's a status thing. So even in this fucking village in the middle of nowhere in Indonesia, it's all about ego, innit? Ego and status. So they said that an average funeral can cost anywhere between, ready for this, 40,000 and 410,000. I'm like, you live in a mountain.
Is this like pounds or is
pounds? It was. They gave me I think it was rupee, and I've converted it. But I'm like, you're living in a mountain in a hut on stilts. Why are you going to all that expense just to bury your dead?
How are they going to that expense?
I don't know. What are they doing to earn that amount of money?
They must have a crop or something at the back.
A flog in the golly. And they go into loads and loads of debt. And right, there's guys who might have their eye on a girl and like, oh yeah, she is wife material. I wasn't going to make a joke out of this, but I was like, she is wife material, but her mum looks like she's on her last days. I'm not going to marry her because that mother's going to cost me a fucking fortune.
Wait till she's dead.
So they do. They hold off until the old ones have pegged it. Then they get married, so they haven't got all that expense.
No baggage.
Yeah. So the funeral itself is called the Rambu Solo, and I don't know whether it's actually said different to that, but that's the Scouse version. Rambu Solo. And it's a monumental event that involves the whole village and lasts days or even weeks, depending on the status, here we go, of the deceased, the status of the deceased. And the funeral involves dancing, singing, praying, cockfights, and they slaughter water buffalo. Oh. And this slaughtering is really significantly important. Now, I love water buffalo. Have you seen them?
Yeah.
bloody gorgeous. In fact, he has a really nice picture in the range, like a framed, massive, a dead cute cow and a water buffalo. Anyway, I digress. So it's dead important to kill off these, to slaughter these water buffalo, because, this is where it gets cute again, they believe that the spirit of the slaughtered beast guides the deceased to the land of the souls, obviously back up the divine stairway, back up to heaven. To the water buffalo. I mean, I'd want something a little bit more grand.
For the buffalo.
I mean, I'd want my dog, my little dog to come.
Yeah.
And then I'd have to kill my dog, wouldn't I? No, okay, I'll take that one back. I'm not going to kill my dog. That's wrong. So these water buffalo, the more you have, the quicker your ascent is up the stairs to heaven. So they kill off loads.
Wow.
But if you're poor, you can only afford a couple. So they reckon that an average water buffalo costs between 8 and 32 grand. This is where your money's going, isn't it? So your money isn't going.
So you're actually not having a funeral, you're just
buying
buffalo.
water buffalo. Yeah. Because I was thinking, why are they spending that amount of money and what on? You're in the mountains. What are you going to spend your fucking money on? It's water buffalo. Right, so an average family can only afford a couple of these because they're so expensive. But if you're filthy rich and you really want to, like, you know, say, I'm dead important, you can purchase up to 100.
Oh.
Right, there's more. So the water buffalo are paraded into the crowds and then in twos they fight. The water buffalo fight to honour the dead and they're lined up and slaughtered. And I'm not going to go into it too much, but just a little bit of a trigger warning. They do decapitate the heads and then they line the heads up and then they slice all the meat up and give it to the villagers.
Oh.
So
at least it doesn't go to waste.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, because they're spending 400 grand up to on funerals, they can't eat because they can't afford it. Mm-hmm. They're saving all the money up to bury the dead. It happens around August, September each year. So they must have a big feast, mustn't they? Feast on the water buffalo for 2 months and then go back to rice.
Bit of jerky.
Yeah, bit of jerky. Woohoo. So anyway, that's that with the water buffalo. But when I was reading, I saw some of these huts and they've got loads of these water buffalo horns outside. Not just like one above the door, like you sometimes see on ranches. No, there's tons of these horns. There's literally been water buffalo slaughtered left, right and centre.
So it's like a show of wealth, isn't it?
Status again.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fucking hell, considering they're like little mountain dwellers in Indonesia, they really put an awful lot on status, don't they? You know, the extravagant funeral, which can take them years, the water buffalo, the showing of the horns, doesn't end there either. So after they've had the big funeral and the water buffalo doodah, on the last day, the bodies are then taken to their final resting place. This is the bit that I like. Okay, maybe not this bit. This reminds me a bit of Pride. Okay. So, you know, like, if you've seen pictures and that of emperors and they're like carried by the plebs and them things, well, the dead are on these massive, massive things. I'm going to call them floats. Because there's a word and I don't know what it is. I'm going to call it a float. Reminds me of Pride. So when you go to Pride and there's floats going down the street and everyone's dressed really extravagantly and the floats are all decorated and all that, it's like one of them. But without all the gay people, obviously, at Pride. But they're decorated beautifully and the bodies like all like displayed and it's finery on this thing. And there's this procession to a cliffside. And on the cliffside, they carve out tombs. And the tombs can be 100 foot off the ground. And the guys that build these things, they're like master craftsmen. They don't use any safety gear. They just shimmy up the side of the cliff and start chiseling the hole out. I mean,
it's not for me.
No safety gear. And yet again, status symbol. The higher up you are in the social status. So if you're on the ground, you're a pleb. If you're up there, you're important. And these little tombs, they have like verandas on them. I mean, I don't know why, because I mean, you're dead, aren't you? You're not going to stand on your veranda and have your cig. You've done your smoking in the living room when you were half dead. You're not going to do it on your balcony. But they've got balconies and they have these like little cute, they're called towers, I think, if I remember rightly. And they pay a lot of money to have these lifelike little effigies made of the dead person and they sit on the veranda. Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
But some of them cost a fortune and they're like, do you know what? They're a bit too expensive. We're going to take them home and put them on our mantelpiece. Little cute fact. If the baby So if a baby dies before it started teething, then they don't put it in a cliff. They carve out a hollow in a tree and they put the baby in the tree, and they're called baby trees. There's certain trees.
See, I quite like that.
Yeah. Not that I want to put my dead baby in a tree. I'd rather not do that.
No, but the tree is a nicer.
So they put the baby in the tree, and it's believed that the tree absorbs the spirit of the child, and as the tree grows, so does the spirit.
It's a little bit Avatar. You've seen Avatar?
Yeah. So I thought that little bit was lovely.
That's quite cute.
It isn't it?
Well, not the dead baby bit.
No, but you know, if you've unfortunately you've had a baby that's died, what a lovely little significant symbolic thing to do. I did shed a little tear. You know what I'm like? I'm emotional nowadays.
I did not.
No, well, you don't, do you? You just don't cry. Now, if you thought that was quirky, the little last bit. Every 1 to 3 years, the family goes back to the tombs in the cliffs and they clean them out. I'd like to say they give them a little hoover, but it's Indonesia in the mountains. They probably
little sweep.
Little sweep. Brush away the cobwebs, you know, and they just check on the bodies to make sure they're all right, because it's believed that the more well-preserved they are, the more blessed the family is going to be. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So they don't want to leave it there at just clearing out the tomb, just to make sure that they're like properly preserved and they're like really blessed. Every decade or so, they take them out and they give them a little wash down, head to toe, and they put on fresh clothes and they check the body to see how well preserved it is. Right. I am going to show you some photos of these, right?
Yeah.
If you're on YouTube, have a look at these photos. Okay. Now, some of them are a little bit macabre, but there's one in particular and I'm like, wow, mate, you are dapper. You're a decade dead, but look at you. Swanky.
Imagine inheriting this job as you grow up.
Yeah. Right, so here's a fella in his grave. Now, it looks like he's been dead a little while. So they've put him in like a box and they're cleaning him off.
Wow.
I mean, that dude's dead, isn't he?
A little bit.
Yeah, but you can see them cleaning him off. Look, little rags on his cheeks and everything.
I mean, they haven't even got gloves on.
Oh, didn't even notice that.
I did.
That's a bit yuck, innit? Right, so not all of them as well preserved, though. Okay, so there's this lady here. God love her. I think she's been dead a long time. She looks a bit rough.
Is this a Pavo family?
I think they're a bit puff. And but she's got a lovely little smile.
Joe, what that looks like? Joe and the Giants came to Liverpool. Looks like the grandma.
It does look like the grandma giant. Oh my God, nail on the head. Do you know what? I was looking at that going, she reminds me of somebody.
It's like the same outfit and everything.
Yeah. So that's it, right. So this
You'd get weirded out though if that was your fucking nan.
I wouldn't want to go.
No.
I'd like to remember her the way she looked before.
Yeah.
Really. Right, so this is the fella I'm talking about, right? He's just got the best suit on. And there's a picture of him alive behind, right? And he's got a little smile. He's even still got a little moustache. He's got perfect glasses. I think they've changed his glasses. And he looks like he's looking at the camera. So he's going to look at you now. You ready for this?
Oh my God.
But how swanky does he look?
Isn't it weird that the eyes are open though?
Right, so I've got another one with eyes open. Just one more, just for full effect.
And his suit looks brand new.
Well, they
that
changed
looks fresh.
them. They changed them. So they washed them, they redressed them. Obviously, they've changed his glasses. I think he looks pretty good. I mean, they don't do that until they're at least 10 years dead. I think he's looking all right for 10 years.
He's doing okay.
Yeah. Not in that way. You know, we're not going back there again. Right, so my last one. This fella, right, he's looking dodgy as fuck. So he looks like he's looking right at you, judging everything you've been up to. So he's been taken out of his tomb. He
must really know what I've been up to.
And he's fuming, right? And he's like, see all you lot, you haven't visited me for a decade. I've been decaying in here, stinking it up. And all you lot have been having the time of your lives. Well, I'm fuming. Wait till you see his face. Look, I'm looking at you.
He's judging the fuck out of you.
Isn't he? He's giving a little side eye.
It is. His mouth's like Billy Butcherson off Hocus Pocus.
Let's have a look.
Like it's all sewn up.
It is. But look at the side eye there.
Yeah.
He's not even looking right at you.
Why didn't they close the eyes? That's
little
an
side
issue.
eye. Or maybe they want to see them. You know, eyes, windows to the soul and all that.
No. Close them bastards.
Yeah. So, finally, So they've cleaned the bodies off and all that. Now they see that they want the younger generations to come and take part in these ceremonies because they're obviously going to carry them on whether they like it or not.
Yeah.
Because they're Torajans, that's what you do. And there's pictures of like 14, 15-year-old boys having the best little family gathering. So the like grandma's sitting there. Well, maybe like that because she's obviously stiff as a board. So she's like that. She's got a ciggy, right? And the son, the grandchild, has also got a ciggy, by the way, like that. Having a selfie with his grandma. I'm like, you're going to put that on Facebook? What are you going to do with that? So, but yeah, there he is, taking a selfie with his grandma, having a little cig.
Now, imagine me saying to my 15-year-old, come and wash your nan. No thanks.
Your dead nan's knackers.
Yeah, turn your PlayStation off for a minute. No. Come and wash your nan.
So, but they take part in this. So I'm really loving this. I love that they embrace death as part of life. So the way they see it is you don't die. What we are is just one long continuum.
Yeah.
And our earthly bodies now, this is just the chapter of being like meat, flesh and blood, basically. And your spirit goes through loads of different chapters. And so this death, they see as just a transition to the next chapter, basically. So the corpse in the kitchen malarkey is just part of their normal life. So
How
it's
crazy.
completely normal. Oh, the other thing they do, oh my God, if there's tourists in the area, they'll say, we're doing some water buffalo slaughtering. It's a little bit, but you're never going to see it again. And we'll feed you loads of water buffalo meat and you can come and meet the ancestors and have a lovely time. And so if they've got the stomach for it, they're invited in. Why? Because it's a status symbol, isn't it? To have Westerners.
Look at us.
Yeah, I've got Western friends and I've got a high up grave in a cliff somewhere and I'm dressed in my best togs.
It's not for me.
It surprises me how spiritual they are.
Yeah.
And they've got all these rituals that are obviously so important to them. But status and ego is really prominent. I was really surprised. But how interesting is that?
That is interesting.
So would you have Sid in your living room as a dead one, by the way?
He's always stiff in the living room.
I know. That's why I said a dead one. Would you preserve him?
No, fuck him off.
You're just going to burn him?
Yeah.
Burn, baby, burn.
Bye, bitch. Yeah.
Oh, he's going to watch this.
Swing and brick. He went.
Poor Sid. And here's me giving Jimmy, giving me.
Giving Jimmy a cruise every year.
Yeah. Giving Jimmy
the annual cruise.
Yeah. And you're just going to burn him and just leave him on the mantelpiece and forget about him.
Yeah.
Hang tinsel off him at Christmas.
I might do a clone of Willie before he goes.
Do you know what I was thinking? Because we talked about cloning Willies in another episode, I thought we could ask a certain somebody if we could bring his Willie thingy and mould in.
I think he'd enjoy it.
Because
he sent me a clip of us talking about it and he was like, that's me.
Oh, his little claim to fame, we were talking about his moulded Willie.
Yeah.
It's a really nice one though. So I'm thinking maybe we could incorporate it into something one day because it's a very fine specimen.
It is.
And he's going to be delighted that we're talking about it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shame we can't name you, but that's your rules. Yeah. We're talking about how wonderful your penis is and you don't want to be named. Your loss.
Oh, well.
So what do you think about me dead people?
I think it's pretty interesting. I can't say I'd want to have to do that with family members.
It's a bit much.
I couldn't be arsed,
it's effort, isn't it? It's effort. And I don't know whether I could be doing with the effort. I love some... No, do you know what? I don't love some of my family members. But the ones that I do, I don't know whether I've got enough love to have them sitting decaying.
Digging them up now.
Decaying in my living room.
No. Watching
telly, chilling out, and me nan's giving me a side eye. No. And the sharing ciggies thing and all that. I mean, what do they call them? Macula. A sick person. Well, giving a sick person a cig. Have a cig. So I love the whole ritualistic thing and I love the customs and I love the whole, life continuum thing. But can I do it myself? No. I'm just going to get one of them cheapo cremations that are advertised on the telly now. No fuss. I think you go in like a cardboard box or something, don't you? And you get sent back by DHL. That's all you need. You don't give a shit, you're dead. And if you do go on to somewhere else, I just don't see that living, dying, decaying in a kitchen and being dug up every 10 years and made to, look pretty is going to benefit my afterlife.
No.
So having analysed this thoroughly and discussed it with you, I think I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm out
me too.
on this one. I don't want to be preserved, and I don't want selfies of me on Facebook giving the little weird side eye.
No.
You'll all know what I'm talking about if you watch on YouTube, because you'll see the side-eyed guy. It's weird, isn't it? I mean, he's died with a side-eye. What happened?
He was judging someone as he died.
Yeah. Or maybe somebody was...
Maybe he was getting murdered.
Exactly, yeah.
That was like a hive brain then.
Right. So that's our dead people. I'm going to move swiftly on to our middle bit.
We're going to run out of time again.
We're going to run out of time, and I'm going to get
the fart button.
I'm going to get the fart button. So the middle bit is going to be a continuation from the last middle bit. Yeah. And as you remember, I thought that squeaked.
That was you.
I thought that was you on the buzzer.
That was a real fart.
So I'm going to show you a couple more acquisitions from my trip to Benidorm. Okay. So I'm just going to move that over there so we can all see properly. Now, I could have set this up properly, but quite frankly, I couldn't be arsed. Okay. Because I just don't really see the need for all of the props for this, right? So I'm just going to get it out bit by bit. So this is a paddling pool. Right? Okay. It's big, right? So this is a game that we're going to play at the Christmas party. Okay. Is this the right way around? Yeah. So you obviously inflate it, and I just couldn't be arsed inflating it. I have not got enough puff this time in the morning. And in here, do you guess what goes in here?
Dicks.
No. That would be good. Hook a dick. But it's actually called hook a floater. Okay. And it comes with a little fishing rod. And it comes with a selection of turds.
Nice.
Okay, right.
These ones have got googly eyes.
They've got eyes, these ones. Unlike the last ones, they haven't got a smile, though. They've got cross eyes. So you're supposed to, I saw the size of this and I thought it'd have a lot more poos than that. I was a bit disappointed to just see 4, right, until I started trying to hook a floater and then realised actually how hard it was. So, imagine yourself, you've had a couple of vodkas, all your team are around you and you're under loads of pressure, yeah? And you're supposed to be at a height. It does say on the box, you can't just do that, so it's supposed to be at a height. And you lower it down and you try and hook a floater. Now, I did have a little bit of a drink when I did this first time. And I couldn't do it. And I was like, it's harder than it looks. Okay, so I'm going to do it. No. So, with vodka as well, I'm not making this look easy at all, because it's not. Okay, so hook a floater. That's why there's only 4 turds.
It's a bit tricky, isn't it?
Isn't it? Because it spins round. So I was like, half an hour later, Nance, I'm still trying to hook my first turd. So, do you know what happened then? I went, fuck it. I was like, this looked like an easy game. And I wasn't even pissed. And I couldn't hook my first floater.
Hook a poop.
It's made to not hook.
You nearly got it done.
I think it's made to fall in between. It's like a mind fucking thing. So anyway, that just got turfed. But that's going in the box of shit that we were talking about last time. So we're going to collate a box of literal shit. And you can have a little go yourself. And if you can do it after a couple of vodkas, I want a video, because I thought it was dead easy and it wasn't.
I don't believe you.
So, but it was only €3. So, So my next one. Last week I had a basket on my head, didn't I? A toilet, and you had to throw turds into the basket. Okay, so it's a similar thing. That just looks like a mound of shit, doesn't it?
I've seen this one.
Have you?
I think our kids have had this one.
So you can have the poos.
Velcro poo.
Velcro poo. And I'm going to be the knobhead with the thing on my head. Right. So when I'm drunk, I really won't care what I look like. But I'm on a podcast and I should, but I don't. So I'm going to stick that on my head. I should tie, but I've just seen my reflection in my laptop. I'll look like a tit. Okay, so you need to aim at the brown strips, the chocolate strips.
So there's different points depending on where you get it?
Yeah. So what are you going for?
I mean, you look like Princess Leia then.
Do it again. Ah! Right, layer me up. It looks like an ear. Right, other side. Oh, are you good at
I am
this?
fucking good at this.
It looks like it is. Oh, how cute. Where's
I've
that
got little
going?
horns now. This is going right in the middle.
Does it go in it? Go on.
Fucking smashed it.
You can tell you've got this at home.
Smashed it.
Throwing it at your 5-year-old.
Oi, shit.
Throwing shit at your kid. Okay, that was a bit easier than I expected. Maybe I should be a moving target. Try that again. I'm going to move. Because you were too good at that. Okay, so I'm going to dodge you now.
Are you though?
Yeah.
And this is without us having a drink.
Okay, so staff Christmas party 2023. We're going to be hurling shit at each other. We're going to be hooking them. We're going to be doing all sorts. Okay, right now, I just want to show you this though, because on the box, which I had to flat backpack to get back from Benidorm, because I brought so much of this stuff home. The pictures. I'm going to show it to the camera in a minute, but look at the different ways you can play this game. This girl looks like she's having a little dance.
Oh, fuck off.
But these are at work. They're at a meeting.
That's us now.
I'm just going to show you this. Hopefully the guys can zoom in on this here. So there's a table with loads of paperwork on it. And on one side is a girl with that thing on. Yeah, they're just dance. And the other one is the guy hailing the shit at her across the desk.
Sometimes you just need a shit break.
Maybe we should do this in work.
Shit break.
When we have our team meetings, we'll all just get the shit games out and hail it at each other. But I'm like, but that's advertising on a box. It's like, what you do in your work break, basically. We'll put down our paperwork and we'll throw shit at each other's heads.
There you go.
So the marketing on the packaging for these things is inspired.
I mean, it got your attention.
It did. Spent a fortune. So my last thing, I don't know whether I want to put this in the box of shit because I want it myself.
Yeah, I like colouring it.
Drawings of shit colouring book. Now, I've actually tabbed a page on this because, and I'm going to show you, there's loads of interesting things to colour in this book, but this is all different shapes and sizes of turd.
That's like, you're not well.
Okay? So you've got a turd for every occasion there, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not only that, if you flick to the back of the book, you've also got toilets, you've got toilet rolls, and you've got weird looking turds with faces. Yeah. There's literally a shit for every occasion.
Quite
so it's
literally.
oh, do you know what? I'm having a nice little day today. I'm going to colour my turds with horse eyes in today.
Happy shits.
Happy shits. Or, do you know, I've just took my dog for a walk. I'm having a little cup of tea. I'm going to colour in some dogs having a shit. There's a whole book of things you can colour in. In fact, 30 illustrations. But there's
That's a
loads
fun
on
little
one.
book.
Yeah, it was 50 cents. So just don't send me to Benidorm now because this is what I'll come back with. So this might
You just have
go
to
in
top
the,
it next time.
I know. It might go in the box of shit, but I don't know. It might have some colouring in. So if you get this in your prize box and some of it's coloured in, I'm really sorry. I couldn't resist. There you go. Okay, so we've gone from dead bodies to hail and shit again.
Straight into
Straight in. I'm intrigued because I've got no idea what you're talking about today.
paraphilia.
Okay.
Do you know what paraphilia is?
I think paraphilia, if I remember rightly, is a sexual attraction to inanimate objects or things that you shouldn't be attracted to.
Pretty much, yeah. So paraphilia, by definition, is a condition characterised by abnormal sexual desires, typically involving extreme or dangerous activities.
I'm a paraphilic then.
There's
Yeah, if I sex on a roller
around
coaster.
550 types of paraphilias.
Okay.
So loads of different ones. So attractions to animals, which is zoophilia.
So this is an attraction, not,
An attraction
not wanting to...
No, attraction to something weird,
So
basically.
it's not actually having sex with the things. Because I'm thinking,
No, it's just an attraction
'Cause
to
I'm thinking-
something.
oh, I fancy that mug. I can't... Well,
So-
you could have sex with a mug, I suppose.
Following on from our middle bit,
So I'm digressing.
coprophilia
Coprophilia.
or coprophilia, sexual arousal by feces.
Oh,
And the one that we spoke about quite a bit, necrophilia, attraction to the dead. So one of the most common...
Sorry, can we just go back to the attraction to shit?
Go on. Sexual arousal.
Sexual arousal.
By shit.
So, as you know, one of the main things that we don't allow in our club is scat play. We
don't have many limits, but that is one.
We don't have many limits at all, actually, and that's one of them. And I don't kink shame. I just don't get it.
No.
You know, I'm not going to go into detail. I could, but I'm going to spare you. But sometimes it's not nice, is it? I mean, in general, shit is not supposed to be attractive. No.
Sometimes shit happens.
And sometimes after a curry, you can't tell me that somebody's attracted to that.
No.
Okay.
I just don't get it.
No. Okay, so attraction to shit, I don't get.
Yeah.
Necrophilia, I'm going to be controversial. I don't get it because it's a dead person. But the person used to be alive. So I can I am not condoning this at all or supporting it. But because the person used to be alive, I can sort of see why there could be a loose screw somewhere which tells you that they're still attractive. But shit, no.
So...
Sorry.
Paraphilias usually begin during adolescence.
Yeah.
And it's like their first sexual encounters usually take place. So sometimes it can be, I don't know, you've seen shit, you've had a poopsident on your first encounter and that's
that
made you go,
paved the way.
Yeah.
So you've had your first little wank when you're 13 or whatever.
Yeah.
Or you're a female and you might have squirted for the first time. Because as we know, that sometimes little poopsidents can happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we know that too well.
And so that's happened. And rather than going, oh God, the shame, oh my God, I'm going to die inside, they've gone,
it's like,
arousing.
That was fun. Yeah. So that can be a trigger. Okay. So there's one paraphilia that we are going to concentrate on a little bit, and it's Hybristophilia.
Okay.
Have you heard of this before?
Hybristophilia. No. I'm trying to guess what it could be, though.
So it's also known as Bonnie and Clyde syndrome.
Okay.
So it's a form of paraphilia involving sexual attraction to people who've committed outrage. So you're attracted to the danger, to the outrageous acts that these people are doing.
So I know for a fact that you'd be shagging Clyde everywhere because you love a bad boy.
Yeah.
I like a bad boy.
Sid and Nancy.
Yeah.
Bonnie and Clyde. Same thing, innit?
So what's the word? Sorry. Hybristophilia. Hybristophilia. So you are a hybristophiliac?
Possibly.
So
I'm going to just tell you a little love story about a couple that obviously most people have heard of.
Yeah.
So such an iconic example of hybristophilia is that it's commonly referred to with Bonnie and Clyde syndrome. So in the early 1930s, America was gripped by the exploits of a young couple who crisscrossed across the country in a spree of crime and violence. They were Bonnie and Clyde. So Bonnie Parker was a restless waitress and a poet who dreamed of a more exciting life. Clyde was a small-time crook who hated poverty and wanted fame. And they met in Texas in 1930 and fell in love. Clyde was soon arrested for burglary and sent to prison, where he enjoyed...
Bonnie got a wet on.
Yeah, where he endured brutal conditions, and he escaped with the gun that Bonnie had smuggled in.
Oh, where'd she smuggle it? Up a vagina?
Probably. So he was recaptured in 1932 and paroled, and they reunited and resumed their criminal career together.
So she was attracted to the bad boy, wasn't she?
Yeah. So she actually had another relationship before Clyde that was the same. So they formed a gang with Clyde's brother Buck's wife Blanche, and other outlaws, and they robbed banks, stores and gas stations, killing several police officers and civilians, and also kidnapped and released some of their victims.
Yeah.
So obviously they became national celebrities. The media sensationalised their exploits and their romance, and they were hunted by the law, who set up numerous traps and shootouts.
Yeah.
They escaped many times, but they suffered injuries and losses.
Yeah.
So all of this time, this is spurred on by Bonnie's getting off on all of this bad shit that they're doing.
Did you think she's been prompting him, egging him on?
Yeah. So the more dangerous it got, the more she enjoyed it.
The more aroused she got.
Yeah.
Now, do you think he was the same? Because, I know she was like spurring him on, But she was involved.
I think they both got off on it.
Yeah.
And they very much egged each other on.
Yeah.
So it was one of their associates, Henry Methven, who betrayed them to the authorities. And on the 23rd of May in 1934, Bonnie and Clyde were ambushed by a posse of police officers, and they were both shot dead in their car.
Together.
So do you think you could get off on something enough that you're getting it to that point of, shit, this is dangerous, but I love it, so it's fine.
And I'll die to cause.
And we'll both die together. I think that's how Sid and Nancy are going to...
That's how you're going to go in a blaze of glory. Yeah. I'd like to say no, I'm sensible, but I'm not.
No.
I've made some bad choices in my life, and I'm going to make some more. And I think, that sort of excitement, of like they go on the rampage thing and all
you can
that.
See why something like this...
You can see why you'd get carried away.
You can understand this because it is so easy to get swept up and, you do bad shit together and then you have loads of fun because it makes you a bit horny.
Yeah. No, I can get it. I get that more than the attraction to poo.
Yeah.
And I could get on board with it as well. I can easily see how people get swept along, by a really strong personality.
Yeah.
Who also happens to be bad. I mean, a lot of girls like bad boys.
They do.
Work boots and
loads
overalls.
of, like the most famous examples, Bonnie and Clyde, all the ladies who love Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
They know who he is.
Yeah, yeah.
But they're obsessed with him. Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, yeah.
Charles Manson. There's loads of like people in that.
Well, they're all very charismatic though, aren't they?
Yeah.
And they're very much like leaders, influencers.
Yeah.
Imagine them now with the power of the internet and how they could actually do so much more. When you think of Manson, he didn't actually do much himself physically. He coerced other people to do it. He was that influential. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I love serial killers. He was that influential. He had all that power. Imagine that on the internet now.
Yeah.
Okay, now dangerous.
And girls just fall over themselves for it.
Yeah.
We're getting the shit button.
That's our 5-minute warning.
That is it.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Hybristophilia. I can get it.
And... yeah, I could definitely do it. I could definitely get on board with it. I'm just, I have little sensible parts of me nowadays. I don't know what it is. When I was young, I was a bit maverick. And I would hit the fuck it button all the time and just go and do things, even if it was dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay, a little bit of a story. I woke up on a central reservation once. I'd moved house out of like the Allison area in Liverpool to West Derby. Went on the piss. I'd obviously forgot that I'd moved. And I can't, this is not one of my finer moments. I can't remember actually getting back. And I woke up at 8:30 in the morning on like a grass verge and this bus pulls up outside. I was at a bus stop. So I'd obviously got so far and thought, I don't know, I'm getting home. In me drunken stupor, I'm in a bus shelter, well, on the verge of a bus shelter. And the doors opened on this bus. And at that moment I woke up and looked at the bus. I'm like, where am I? Who are all those people looking at me? And the bus driver went, "You getting on, love?" And I looked down at myself.
Okay, thanks.
I had denim hot pants on. I had like little cowboy boots on and like a little vest top. And that's it. All my worldly goods were in my pockets. And I didn't have a bag because I'd been dancing. But I'm like a star on this verge with my legs open like that. I woke up, I just looked like that, the bus driver. I went, "I'll get the next one." So I've done some mad shit, man, and you just get swept along. That was one of them nights. I got swept along, ended up going to a completely different side of Liverpool I didn't live in. Didn't have money to get home either. I had to get the bus in broad daylight looking like that. So would I get on board with all that?
Probably,
yeah. I'd like to think I'd be a bit more sensible nowadays, but do you know what? If it was the right little bit of madness, I would. Hybristophilia. Hybristophilia. You're definitely a hybristophiliac.
Yep.
You love it when Sid's in his dirty overalls and dirty boots.
I do.
Oh, he's getting it. Totally.
Always.
That was dead interesting, that, and the whole Bonnie and Clyde thing. And I
love
know
Bonnie
they
and
wreaked
Clyde.
havoc, but that whole like romanticism around it. And I suppose the stories in the media have romanticised it.
Yeah.
When you think of what they did, it wasn't very nice, really.
No.
But that story of like, undying love and dying together and all that. Me and Jim, he always says, we're dying together. I don't know what plans he's got. But
you won't get your fucking cruise then, will you?
I know. Apparently we're dying together. I have to get our Dan onto it then, won't I? You have to get us cremated, Dan, and you go on the cruise and just sprinkle us over like somewhere nice and hot.
You'll be on the Mersey ferry.
Oh.
They'll toot the horn when they throw you off the back.
If it was Dan, he would, you know. He'd be like, I'm not doing that, going on a cruise. She won't know. I'll just dump her in the Mersey and I'll ask the guys to play that ferry cross the Mersey that they have going on the Mersey tours. And I'll come back and haunt the little fucker.
Oh, well. Watch out, Dan.
On that bombshell, we are done, I think, aren't we? And we've had the shit buzzer. So we've got to finish whether you like it or not. I've got to stop whistling.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much for listening. We really enjoyed that. And I'm not going to bring any more shit toys. I am going to bring shit stuff, but it's not going to be birds. It's not going to be...
Not actual poo.
No. But I enjoyed that. And you're really, really good at throwing shit round.
I'm well practiced.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Hit us up on the socials, guys. 5-star reviews. Tell your friends, you know, all the usual stuff because it helps us and we want to carry on. And if you keep showing us support, we will carry on because we know that you want it. But until next time,
next
will
week,
be our Halloween episode. Are you going to go all witchy?
Maybe.
I'm not going to go full on witch. I even know what I'm going to wear. It's a little nod. It's a t-shirt.
Okay.
Of course.
Obviously.
It's a t-shirt and it's a little nod.
Okay. I might get my witch's hat out.
Can I throw shit at it?
No.
I'm going to bring my turds in. I'm going to try and knock it off your head.
I might just lift it up. Might be shit in there.
Okay, so
see you
next time. Right, see you next time. Thank you. Bye.